Hello dear students, welcome back to B1 levels. Today we will be talking about passive voice. What is passive voice and active voice? Actually, the most of the sentences that we make, that we use, are active. Because in active voice, we have subjects in the beginning who actually is the one that makes the action, the verb. And then our object. An object is influenced by the action that is made or done by subject. Now, in passive voice, we take our object in the beginning of our sentence, we use our verb and then our subject. Actually, we have the same using in Turkish as well. Türkçe'de de şu şekilde kullanıyoruz. Edilgen, etken. The reason why we put objects in the beginning can be that we want to, if we want to focus, draw attention or focus on objects, we use this one. And how I make passive voice is by using verb 3 after my objects. After object, I use be and verb 3. We don't necessarily have to use subject at the end, but if we want to, I can add by and subject. This is how we create or write or use our sentences using passive voice. And you may ask how I am going to use form of be. It depends on tense and, of course, objects. I want to give you an example. The first, without forgetting, the first the reason why we use passive voice is we want to draw attention on the object or focus on objects, or we don't know the subject. There are two reasons. I will write a sentence, an active sentence, then I will write the same sentence here with passive form. I watered the trees. Sorry. The person who makes this action happen is I. This is my subject. Eylemi gerçekleştiren kişi. And I can see that its tense, this sentence's tense is past simple. This is important because I am going to use the same tense while I'm making this sentence passive. And the trees, my object, is the one that influenced by watering, which is done by the subject. I take my subject in the beginning of my sentence. My object is trees. I'm going to use be. My time is past simple, that's why I use were. If it was singular, I would use was. Water is a regular verb. And to do this verb 3, I only add ed at the end of it. The trees were watered by, here, me. I didn't have to use here. It's not necessary. But if you want to, you can add it. And this is how do we add the subject. I clean my car every week. I'm going to look at the tense first. I can understand that this is a present simple sentence. And what is my object? My car, right? My car is the object of this sentence. Then I can start writing it. My car, I'm going to use be, and I'm going to use be in present simple tense form. My car is, I'm looking at my verb, I'm going to make it verb 3. And because this is a regular verb, I added ed at the end of it. My car is cleaned every week by me. She called Yasmin last night. I'm going to find the tense, then I'm going to find the object. I'm looking at my time, past simple. Looking at my object, what word here in this sentence is affected by the verb Yasmin? So Yasmin is my object. Now I can write it. I take my object in the beginning of the sentence. Yasmin, I'm going to use be, and my tense is past simple, that's why I use was. Then my verb, called last night by her. Actually, it is pretty easy. The beach was polluted. I'm looking at this sentence. This is a passive sentence, passive voice. This is the object that is affected by affected with being polluted, but there is no subject that makes the verb, the action. But we don't have to, because as we said in the first page, we can use it. We can use passive voice when we don't know the subject, when the subject is unknown. So this is an unknown subject example. I have given a present to my mom. Again, tense and objects. I'm looking at my tense. This is have verb 3, which means that it is present perfect. Present perfect. And who or which word got affected by the action, the verb? My mom. The object is my mom. So I will take it at the beginning of my sentence. I will write it in the beginning of my sentence. My mom. I'm going to use be. This is how I make passive voice in present perfect tense. Have been given, verb 3, a present by me. My phone was stolen last night. I'm looking at this sentence. Again, there's no subject, but it doesn't have to be there. Sorry. I don't know who stole it. The subject is unknown. We don't know who stole it. I look at my time, my tense. My tense is past simple. That's why I used was. And verb 3 doesn't change. And my object is obviously my phone. The security called the cops. This is an active sentence. Because I have a subject and object that got affected, influenced by it. My subject is the security. Who makes the call? The security. And my object is the cops. And what time do we have here? What tense? I saw verb 2, ed, at the end of my sentence. That means past simple. Now I can write my passive voice. Now I can rewrite my sentence using passive voice. Cops, past simple. That's why I will use verb, because this is plural. Cops were called by the security. The thief shot the old lady. This is an active sentence. This is my subject, the thief. Shot, I see verb to here, which means that our tense is past simple. I'm looking at the object, old lady. Old lady got affected by the verb. Old lady was shot by the thief. Now my verb actually didn't change. Why? Because shoot is an irregular verb. Verb 1 form, shoot, verb 2, shot, and verb 3 also shots. Actually, this is a pretty easy topic for you to understand because we have the same structure in Turkish. Also, this is a one that I like actually, this particular example because it's my favorite book actually. Jane Austen, sorry, this is such a disrespect to Jane Austen. Jane Austen wrote Emma. For example, I don't know the exact dates. I'm just gonna write a date. In 1961, for example. This is my subject, Jane Austen. The word, the person that makes the action, that takes the action. This is my verb, and this is the object. And we have a time in here, which is perfect because we haven't shown an example using a date. I'm looking at my tense. I see verb to here. And there's nothing else before it. That's why our tense is past simple. Looking at my object, the book Emma, we're talking about the book. Now I can rewrite it in passive voice. Emma, past simple, was. I want to use writes third form. Write, wrote, written, was written by Jane Austen. Again, I spelled it wrong. In 1961. We can use passive voice while we're talking about literary works and who created it. For example, one more example on this one. William Shakespeare wrote and, I don't know, directed Macbeth. My tense here is obviously past simple, and my object is the play Macbeth. We're talking about the play. I'm taking Macbeth in the beginning of my sentence. I'm going to use was, again, written. I have one more verb here, written and directed by William Shakespeare. Okay, one more. Sorry. I broke my leg. This is an active sentence, right? But there's an exception here. I didn't mean to break my leg. I didn't mean to. I didn't want to. That's why when I'm going to make it passive voice, I will not use at the end of the passive voice sentence my subject. My tense is, again, past simple. My object is my leg. My leg was verb 3, broken. But I am not going to use by me. Because if I used by me here, it would mean that I broke it on purpose. So we don't use it. My book was ripped apart. This is a sentence, passive voice, built with passive voice. And I can understand that I don't know the subjects. Who did rip apart my book is unknown. And I can understand from here was is used. That's why I can understand that this happened in the past simple, because I see that there's a was. Emily has done my makeup. And Emily, again, curled my hair. Now, both of these sentences are active. There are two sentences, and they are both active. I want to make them passive. Looking at here, Emily is the subject. My time, my tense here is present perfect. So I can write it. What is done is my makeup. My makeup has been done by Emily. Looking at the second one, this is past simple. My tense here is past simple. I saw ed. And the object here is my hair. My hair was curled by Emily. I have fed my cat. Or Ali has fed my cat. Fed is an irregular verb. Verb 1 4 is feed, and verb 2 and verb 3 fed. My object in this sentence is my cat. And looking at the tense, I see has verb 3, which I understand that this is present perfect. So I will say my cat has been fed by Ali. One more example. The strong wind cracked our roof. Subject here is the strong wind. I see verb 2 here, and I understand that this is a past simple tense. And looking at the object, our roof. Our roof, I'm going to use was cracked by the strong wind. Okay, let's take a break and then we will continue. Okay guys, let's continue. We were giving examples using passive voice. We're going to write active form, then we will use on the same sentence passive form. She bought strawberry cake for me. I'm looking at my tense. I see verb 2, past simple, and I'm looking at my object. Which word is affected by the verb? Strawberry cake. So I will write strawberry cake was bought for me by her. School sent us uniforms. I'm looking at my tense. I see verb to and nothing else before and after it. That's why my tense is past simple. I am looking at the object. Uniforms are my object. So, uniforms, it's plural. That's why I use were sent to us by school. Or I can just say sent us by school. Government put out some new rules. Some new rules were, because it's plural, put out by the government. Selin cleaned, or let me say it like this. Selin has cleaned her room. Selin's room has been cleaned by her. Ceren invited me to her birthday. Who got affected by the action of inviting me? The object is me. I was, because it's past simple, ICED, I was invited to Ceren's birthday. I cooked lasagna for our guests. Or I can say my husband cooked. Lasagna was cooked by my husband for our guests. I had washed my shirt before I ironed it. Now, this is more of a complicated example because we haven't shown an example using passive voice whose tense is past perfect. Now, I'm looking at here first, till before. I saw past perfect. and the object is my shirt. Looking at here, I see before, and our tense here is verb 2, past simple. And looking at my object, it, which refers to, again, the shirt. Our object is the same. So, I will start with the first one. My shirt had been washed before cleaned by me. I didn't use the object again here because I know that I still am talking about this object, my shirt. The walls, or let me write the active voice first. Me and Ayşe have painted the walls. What is my tense? Have has verb 3, which is present perfect. And my object is the walls. The walls have been painted by me and Ayşe. Or I could just say by us. Melis designed her friend Ayşe's wedding ceremony. Looking at here, I see that my tense is past simple. What is my object in this sentence? Ayşe's wedding ceremony. I'm talking about wedding ceremony. Ayşe's wedding ceremony was, because it's singular, designed, verb 3, by Melis. We have eaten all of the turkey. My tense is present perfect. My object is that's all of the turkey. All of the turkey. This is singular, has eaten by us. Sorry. Now, I want to give an example, the same sentence, but we will write it in different tenses. For example, here will be active voice. Here will be passive voice. And I will start with present simple. I plant trees. I planted trees, which is in past simple, present perfect, present perfect. I have planted trees, and I will feature plant trees. And the last one is I, past perfect, had planted trees. Now I will rewrite these sentences in passive form. Looking at here, I can clearly see that my objects are trees in every sentence. It's plural. Trees are planted by me. You can add it, but you don't have to. If you want to, you should add it. Trees were planted in past simple. In present perfect, trees have been planted. Feature trees will be planted. And past perfect, trees had been planted. These are, actually, this is the same sentence, but we rewrite it according to different tenses. I will decorate my room next week. This is an active sentence. Looking at my tense and my objects, I can see that this is feature. And my object is my room. Now I can write my passive voice. My room will be decorated next week by me. But this is not necessary. She will bring chocolate from Belgium. Again, my tense is feature. My object is chocolate. Chocolate will be brought, verb 3. This is an irregular verb. Will be brought from Belgium by her. My family visited or will visit Anıtkabir tomorrow. My tenses feature and the object is Anıtkabir. Anıtkabir will be visited tomorrow by my family. Tomorrow we are, or not we are going to, but we will have a test. Looking at my tense feature, looking at my object, test. We can say English test, for example. English tests will be had by us tomorrow. Let me look at some examples here. Mother birds feed their babies with their mouth. Looking at my tense, I can see that this is present simple and my object is babies, mother birds' babies or baby birds. Baby birds are, because this is plural, this is an irregular verb. Feed, fed, 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 by mother birds through their mouth. I died, or I will dye my hair brunette. Tense, future, and object is my hair. My hair will be dyed brunette. I gave Ali my phone. My phone was given to Ali. Okay. They are building a new airport near our home. Now, this is a tense that we didn't give an example with. I'm looking at the tense, present continuous. I'm looking at the object, a new airport. A new airport is being built near our home. This is how we do it. Again, I use my be, but according to my tense, then being. They will serve a 5-meal course dinner. My tense here is future, and my object is a 5-meal course dinner. A 5-meal course dinner will be served. That's it. And state, band, or I can say will ban, cars in city center. This is A. My time is future, and my object is cars. Cars will be banned in city center by the state. Everybody knows Michael Jackson. My tense is present simple, and my object is Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is known by everybody. Graham Bell invented telephone. My tense here is past simple, and my object here is telephone. Telephone was invented by Graham Bell. They said that we can't swim. Okay, this is a different example from the normal ones because this is my verb. It's verb 2, which means past simple. What they said? They said that. We don't have to write here, but we can. It's not necessary. I'm going to show you the 2 ways of making this sentence passive. It is said that that is said by them that we can't swim said by them. This is how we do it. Let me have a look at more exercises. Then we can understand better. They are making a documentary about ancient Egypt at the moment. Again, my tenses, present continuous. What is my object here? A document about ancient Egypt is my object. A document, a documentary about ancient Egypt is being made at the moment. Factories cause air pollution. Air pollution what is my tense here? Present simple. Air pollution is caused by factories. Okay, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it and understood it. We have learned how to make passive voice sentences in English and difference between active voice and passive voice. Hope to see you on our next lesson. See you. Take care of yourselves.